For whatever reason, Donald Trump decided to talk to Bob Woodward. Now, you know that's not going to come out well for you. Regardless, Bob Woodward is a dyed-in-the-wool socialist Democrat. Why would you talk to this guy? Don't know. Probably someone said, hey, it would be a good idea. Not a good idea. Trump defends his coronavirus response after Woodward interview audio published. I don't want to scare people. President tells Hannity veteran journalist book sounds like it's not going to be good. And it's not. I think Donald Trump's response to the coronavirus was good. Probably like 95. There's some wiggle room in there. He could have done something differently and made it better. You didn't want to create a no, the pandemic's there, but you didn't want to create pandemonium. You didn't want to create chaos. That's the worst thing you can do. For my many years in the military, one of the things you did not want to do as a leader or non-commissioned officer in charge of a bunch of people is to panic. If you panic, everyone else panics. You have to be the rock. You have to be stalwart. If in the face of controversy, in the face of adversity, you cannot, you just can't do it. You cannot fold. See, Trump defended his comments he made earlier this year about coronavirus pandemic in interviews with journalist Bob Woodward, telling Fox News Hannity Wednesday that he wanted to show calmness. And he did. Because if you look back, and I've shown these videos many times, where you had de Blasio and Pelosi saying, hey, go out to Chinatown, hang out for the Chinese New Year. It's all good. This is even after this interview with Bob Woodward. And now, what are the liberals doing out there? They're going and saying, he lied and people died. What could he possibly do? It's the states that are in control of the actual actions against the coronavirus. It's not the federal government. The states have to ask the federal government. Now, again, think about this. If he would panic and people started losing their lives and run on stores and stuff like that, guess what the news media would do? They would complain about that. He's making people panic. So what does he do? Here's the interview with Sean Hannity last night. He says, I'm the leader of the country. I can't be jumping up and down and scaring people. 100% correct. That's what good leaders do. They don't do that. I don't want to scare people. I want people not to panic, and that's exactly what I did. Exactly. And that's what people... Look, again, Pelosi, de Blasio, and all these other politicians on the left, they were saying, don't worry about it. And then what happened when Trump did the travel ban from China? He's a xenophobe. Then it was like, okay, he did the right thing. What else do you expect him to do? You cannot panic. And especially with the number one economy in the world, number one military in the world, you cannot frickin' panic. I like I said, 95% good job on Donald Trump. A solid A for me. Excerpts some of the interviews which form the basis of Woodward's forthcoming book, Rage, were published by the Washington Post. Of course, earlier Wednesday. In early February, Trump told Woodward that the coronavirus was deadly stuff, which it is to the people who, at that time, we didn't know how deadly it was, but it's only deadly technically to people who have pre-existing conditions, comorbidity, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Well, I publicly compared it to the seasonal flu, which technically, as we see it develop here, what is it, September 10th? Yeah, it was like that. Moving right along. More than a month later, on March 19th, Trump admitted to Woodward that he wanted to always play the virus down. Again, didn't want people to panic. Because once people panic, the stores get looted. The stores get bought out. You have a run on supplies. Prices go up, then people start panic even more. You cannot have that happen. On Wednesday night, the president condemned Woodward as the author of hit jobs. Yep. Then why'd you talk to him? He does hit jobs with everybody. He even did it to Obama. Constant hit jobs. On George W. Bush, I guess, they did 3 books. They were all terrible. So I figured, let's give it a little shot. I'll speak to him. It wasn't a big deal. I speak to him and let's see. I don't know if the book is good or bad. I have no idea. I probably almost definitely won't read it because I don't have time to read it. But I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good. It won't be because it's from Bob Woodward. Trump also defended his early response to the pandemic, citing late January decision to limit flights from the U.S. and China, a move Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden panned as keeping what he called Trump's record of hysteria, xenophobia, and fear-mongering. There you go. That is all you need to know. They even downplayed it. Trump didn't downplay it. He actually went with what was briefed to him. Because at that time, we all didn't really know what was going on. Even I did. I think I did a video on January 28th about this. What happened? Well, as information came about, they started developing a plan. Because this dropped in our lap, technically. So what are you supposed to do? Fire everybody up? Promote chaos in the country? Because, election's coming up. I better do something. The worst thing you can do about anything is not do anything. Not doing anything, technically, is doing something. But not doing anything is not something you want to do in this situation, obviously. Doing something with what power you have to do, such as the travel ban from China, is the correct thing to do, or it was the correct thing to do. And after that, it was the European travel ban. Going on here, he says, if you look at the representative Joe Biden, you see what they're saying. They were saying, no problem, this won't be a problem, Trump told Hannity. He didn't think it was going to be a problem until months later. He was way late. The president also recalled House Speaker Nancy Pelosi touring San Francisco's Chinatown in late February in an apparent bid to ease fears about the virus. Nobody wanted me to ban on China, and as you know, shortly after, I instituted a ban on travel from Europe, and that was even more controversial, and it was good because I saw what was going on in Italy and in Spain and in France, and we did a ban there. And if we don't want to do those bans, we would have numbers that were much worse. Exactly. Again, once information started coming about, what else are you supposed to do? Trump also criticized Democratic governors for keeping their states on a lockdown, citing the swing states of North Carolina and Pennsylvania. If you look at some of the states like North Carolina and Pennsylvania, you look at what they're doing. They are shut down. They are still shut down, said the president, adding, it's a shame. They don't know what they're doing, frankly. Sort of agree with that, too. Here's the thing. I guess we'll end on this. What Trump did was what he could have done to the best of his ability with the information he had at hand. Coming back and saying, well, he downplayed it. Well, he was trying not to have the people in the country freaking go insane. We already have that right now after the George Floyd bullcrap. I wouldn't say everyone is. The far left, the socialists, the communists, the Marxists, the AOC type people, the Antifa, the BLM activists are burning down cities in Democratic-run controlled states and cities and counties. Imagine that all around the country. As a matter of fact, let's even go a little further with that. Most people are armed. You really want armed gangs? Oh, that's right. We got that in the Chaz and the Chop, in Portland, and Seattle, and Chicago. So that's what the news media, the far left, and the Democrat people like Bob Woodward, the Democratic journalists. I was going to say socialists, but you know what I'm talking about. They are one and the same. So they're going to look back and go, he should have done this. Done what? What possibly could he have done and not had a lawsuit brought upon the administration, the executive branch, saying he couldn't do something? For all intents and purposes, he did what he could have done with what the information that he had at the time. Now, again, this is what sucks about Monday morning quarterbacking. If you had all the information at the time, then you could have made those decisions. But people have said, why are you banning? Why are you locking down? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That's unconstitutional. But now they're saying, well, he should have done it and broke the Constitution or violated the Constitution in so many ways. So which is it? You can't say he should have done this, but he didn't do this because he should have done it, even though it would have violated the Constitution, but it would have saved lives. How much more lives would have been saved? You already have people out there that are not socially distancing, not wearing masks, blah, 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 firebombing police, but that's okay because the virus doesn't infect you if you're an SJW and fighting for social justice. What kind of crap of a world that we live in that we're going to do this? But But of course, is he going to take a hit in the polls for this? Possibly. Not that bad, obviously, but he will take some sort of a hit. But it's people who are like never Trumpers and people who are on the far left who are going, well, I don't like the city, so maybe vote for him. They're like, oh, no, I can't do it now. Nope, can't do it. He was trying to downplay it. This is nothing. He didn't downplay it as you would think he was downplaying it. This is basically a leadership technique. You don't want to instill chaos into a country that's well armed and is prone to being chaotic. You don't want that. Not at all. So, again, what's going to come out of this? Well, probably more. Who knows what's in that book? You shouldn't have talked to Bob Woodward. But, again, what do you expect him to do? Or what did you expect him to do at the time? What more could he have done? Locked everyone down, destroyed the economy, made it even more chaotic? No, that is not a good thing to do. More chaos would have not have made anything better. So, in conclusion here, Donald Trump did the right thing by keeping a level head, cool, calm, and collected. Anything else would have been chaotic and not the right thing to do.